Hi, my name is Autif Kamal, and this is another episode of Be Logical. I'm going to talk about two topics for this episode. One is the falling popularity of laptops, but also the falling popularity of print books, which I had also talked about in episode 18 when I talked about the decline of Barnes & Noble, how a part of their decline has to do with the rising interest in digital books. And then also I want to talk about just the rising popularity of tablets, specifically within schools. Okay, so first, there is a survey that was done by Nielsen. Nielsen is a global market research company. Unfortunately, I looked at the survey and they didn't say exactly what the demographics were, like how many people were surveyed. So take this information for like a grain of salt. 35% of tablet owners are using desktops less often. 32% of tablet owners are using laptops less often. And in the survey they said that 75% of tablet owners use tablets to complete tasks that could be completed by a desktop or a laptop. And I got this from an article on Mashable called 6 Reasons Tablets Are Ready for the Classroom, which was written by Vineet Madan. I want you to think about another indicator for what shows that tablets are rising in popularity. But I want you to think about it generally. So if you have two objects which perform common tasks, but customers are buying more of one than the other, then the one that is purchased more is more popular. And the specific example that I want to give you is that in July of 2012, Apple had reported to have sold 500,000 MacBooks in that quarter versus the 1 million iPads that they sold. So that indicates that their iPads are more popular than their MacBooks. Okay, and I got this information from US News. Name of the article is Tablets Trump Laptops in High School Classrooms, which was written by Ryan Little. I'm getting this data from the Pearson Foundation. Now, they did a survey on about 1,500 students. 1,200 were college students, and the other 300 were high school seniors that were said to be college bound. But since we don't know that for sure, we'll at the very least take for granted that they are high school seniors. Now, compared to 2011, with 7% of the students were tablet owners, in 2012, 25% were tablet owners. So that's a rise by more than 3 times. Okay, and that's from their survey called Survey on Students and Tablets 2012. Now, this piece of data is also from the Pearson Foundation. Before I continue, I just want to give you a little bit of background on who the Pearson Foundation says that they are. They say that they are a non-profit, nonpartisan organization that aims at promoting literacy, learning, and teaching. Okay. Now, in their survey from 2011 to 2012, they had recorded that the amount of students that were, or college students that were reading digital textbooks went from 62 to 70%, and the amount of high school seniors that were reading digital textbooks went from 41% to 58%. Now, what you should keep in mind is that although you can use tablets to read digital textbooks, it's not required. For example, I read my books on my smartphone because my smartphone is easier to carry than a tablet. So I think it's likely that they're using tablets to read digital textbooks, but we do not know that for sure. Okay, and another specific example to show that tablets are on the rise is that in Palo Alto at Barron Park Elementary, they have a pilot program where every 5th grader has an iPad available to them, which was made available to them through a bond measure. And I got this information from the MIT Technology Review. The name of the article is Tablet Makers Pursue Public Schools, which is written by Rachel Metz. And an even more powerful example is that in the Los Angeles Unified School District, Superintendent John Deasy was trying to get $17.5 million for basically getting an iPad for every single student in the Los Angeles Unified School District, which would be 650,000 students. That request was denied, but it's just interesting to see him pursue that, since LAUSD is the second largest school district in the US. And I'm getting this information from the Huffington Post. The name of the article is LAUSD Tablet Program Nixed. Superintendent John Deasy's request for $17.5 million nixed, which was written by Barbara Jones. And then an even more powerful example is that in New York City, Councilmember Christine Quinn, who is running for mayor, had this to say. She said, "We currently spend more than $100 million a year on textbooks. That's enough to buy tablets for every student in New York City public schools." So she's implying that she'd rather buy tablets for every student in New York City than spending all that money on textbooks. Now, another reason why this is an even more powerful example is that New York City has the largest school district in the US, which consists of 1.1 million students. And I'm getting this information from the Digital Reader. The name of the article is Tablets to Replace Textbooks in New York Public Schools, which was written by Nate Hoffelder. So why might there be so much interest in tablets in public schools? I think there are a few reasons, and these reasons that I got were inspired from my reading on Mashable by Vineet Madan, or Madden. I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but one reason why digital books are superior to print books is that digital books can embed audio and video. And Vineet, I think, gives a great example. She's talking about imagining that a student is reading about Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech in a print book. Okay? Now imagine that they're reading it in a tablet where they're not only reading the speech, but they're hearing him deliver it as well. That's a lot more powerful than simply reading it. And also what's great about it is on a tablet you can record the lessons as you're in class. So let's say that you forget about something that your teacher said, you want to remember, but you can't wait till the next day. Well, now you can review the lessons that you recorded to try to remind yourself. And something else that's great about tablets in schools is that you can install a dictionary on it. And for my case, I have a Kindle app on my phone, and you can highlight a word right inside the text, and then directly from there go to a dictionary and get the definition. So that's pretty handy, rather than opening a separate book and searching up the word. And those are some reasons why I think, some other reasons why I think tablets are on the rise, especially in public schools. Okay, and that's all I have to say for this episode. Alright, thank you.